You have been told to drink milk your entire life. It was the drink of your childhood, the foundation for strong bones. But now, as you are over 60, you start to hear the whispers. You hear them online from friends, maybe even from well-meaning family members. You hear that dairy might cause inflammation, that it is bad for your heart, or that it just makes you feel bloated and uncomfortable. It creates a confusing and frustrating conflict between what you have always known and what you are now being told. So the question hangs in the air. Is that simple glass of milk you might enjoy before bed secretly wrecking your muscles and your health? My name is Diep, and I'm a geriatric nutritionist. For over 20 years, my passion has been helping adults, just like you, navigate the confusing world of nutrition to age with strength, vitality, and confidence. In this video, we are going to cut through all of that noise. We will separate scientific fact from fiction. I will show you precisely how a specific component in milk can be your best ally against age-related muscle loss. And more importantly, we will tackle the 3 biggest myths about milk head-on. My promise to you is that by the end of this video, you will have a clear, simple action plan to help you choose with confidence. You will know exactly what to do for your own body. The silent thief and the nightly guardian. Before we can understand the solution, we first need to understand the problem. And it is a problem that happens so slowly, so silently, that most people do not even notice it until it starts to impact their independence. It has a scientific name: sarcopenia. In simple terms, sarcopenia is the natural age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Think of your muscle mass like a savings account. In our youth, we make deposits easily. But after the age of 50, we start making withdrawals faster than we can put the strength back in. And the numbers are quite startling. Research from institutions like the National Institutes of Health confirms that after age 50, you can lose 1 to 2% of your muscle mass every single year. But what is even more alarming is that your muscle strength can decline even faster, by up to 3% per year after you turn 60. This is not just about looking less fit. This is about the very essence of our independence. It is the reason why carrying groceries up the stairs feels harder than it used to. It is why we might feel a little less stable on our feet. And it is why our energy can sometimes feel like it vanishes without warning. This gradual erosion of strength is the silent thief of our vitality. But here is the secret that most people never consider. A significant portion of this muscle loss happens while you are asleep. For 7 or 8 hours every night, your body is in a fasting state. It has no incoming fuel. To get the energy it needs to power your organs and your brain, it can begin to break down your precious muscle tissue for fuel. This process is called catabolism. It is a silent demolition project happening inside your body, night after night, slowly chipping away at your strength savings account. This is where that humble glass of milk comes in, but not for the reason most of us were taught. It is not about calcium for your bones. The real magic lies in a unique type of protein found in milk called casein. You may have heard of whey protein, which is famous for being fast digesting. Casein is its patient cousin. It is a slow-release protein. When you drink a glass of milk before bed, the casein protein forms a gel-like substance in your stomach. Instead of flooding your system all at once, it drips a slow and steady supply of amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, into your body all night long. It is like putting a dedicated security guard on duty to protect your muscle savings account while you sleep. This is not just a theory, it is backed by solid science. Studies published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition have shown that consuming around 40 grams of casein protein about 30 minutes before sleep can significantly boost muscle protein synthesis overnight. It effectively tips the scales in your favor, creating a positive protein balance that supports muscle growth and repair, not breakdown. It turns your sleep from a time of muscle loss into a time of muscle maintenance and rebuilding. But I know what you are thinking. What about the side effects? What about all those fears and whispers we talked about? This all sounds good in theory, but what about the fat, the bloating, and the inflammation? Let us tackle the first and perhaps the most deeply ingrained myth of them all. Debunking the 3 biggest milk myths. Myth number 1. The fat in milk is bad for your heart. For decades we were taught to fear fat. The message was clear: fat clogs your arteries and is the enemy of a healthy heart. And since whole milk contains saturated fat, it was naturally placed on the list of foods to be cautious of. And to be fair, this is a valid concern rooted in early nutritional science. We should all be mindful of our heart health. However, science is not static, it evolves. And what we know today about dairy fat is far more nuanced and reassuring than the blanket warnings of the past. Major recent studies, including a landmark 2024 umbrella review of multiple analyses published in the journal MDPI, have re-examined this relationship. These massive studies, looking at huge populations of people, have found that dairy consumption is modestly associated with a reduced cardiovascular risk. The scientific consensus is now shifting. The relationship between the saturated fat from dairy products and heart disease is now considered to be either neutral or, in some cases, even slightly beneficial. The complex matrix of nutrients in milk, including things like calcium, potassium, and specific fatty acids, seems to work together in a way that is very different from the saturated fat you would find in highly processed foods. So what does this mean for you standing in the dairy aisle? It means you have the power of choice. The key here is personalization, not fear. For most healthy adults, a glass of whole milk, which provides beneficial fat-soluble vitamins, is perfectly fine and can be part of a healthy diet. Its fat content also helps with satiety, making you feel full and satisfied. If you have been advised by your doctor to watch your fat intake, or if you are carefully managing your weight, then 1% or skim milk are excellent choices. They provide the exact same high-quality casein protein we discussed, with less fat and fewer calories. The muscle-protecting benefits remain the same. The power is in your hands to choose the option that aligns best with your personal health goals and your doctor's advice. There is no single bad choice here. Now let's move on to the second myth, one that is less about fear and more about physical discomfort. Myth number 2. My body cannot handle milk anymore. It causes bloating. This is perhaps the most common and immediate issue people face with milk as they age. You drink a glass, and soon after you feel that uncomfortable bloating gas or general digestive distress. If this has happened to you, please know you are not alone. This is an incredibly common experience. The reason for this is a natural process in our bodies. As we get older, our bodies produce less of an enzyme called lactase. Lactase is responsible for breaking down lactose, which is the natural sugar found in milk. When you do not have enough lactase, the lactose travels undigested through your system, leading to those uncomfortable symptoms. It is estimated that up to 70% of the world's adult population has some level of lactase deficiency. This is a normal part of aging for many people, but it is crucial to understand that this is typically a lactose intolerance, not a life-threatening milk allergy, which is a very different immune system response. For decades, the solution was simply to avoid milk and all dairy products. This meant missing out on those incredible muscle-protecting benefits of casein. But here is the wonderful news that has changed everything. You do not have to give up on milk. The solution is simple and readily available in every grocery store. Lactose-free milk. I want to be very clear about what this is. Lactose-free milk is 100% real dairy milk. It has all the protein, all the calcium, and all the casein. The only difference is that the milk producer has added the lactase enzyme directly to the milk. It breaks down the lactose for you before you even drink it. It solves the digestive problem without sacrificing any of the nutritional benefits. It is the perfect solution, allowing you to get that slow-release protein all night long without any of the discomfort. So if you have given up on milk because of how it made you feel, I strongly encourage you to try a lactose-free version. It could be a complete game changer for you. Now, we must address the final and perhaps the most frightening myth of all. Myth number 3. Milk causes inflammation and makes my joints ache. This is the big one. The idea that dairy is an inflammatory food is one of the most pervasive health myths you will find online. For anyone dealing with arthritis or general joint pain, the thought of consuming something that could make your condition worse is terrifying. It is a fear that has led many people to unnecessarily remove an entire food group from their diet. So let's look directly at what the highest quality scientific evidence says. When scientists want to find the true answer to a question like this, they look at systematic reviews and meta-analyses. These are studies of studies that pool all the available data from clinical trials to get the most reliable conclusion. And when it comes to dairy and inflammation, the evidence is overwhelmingly clear. A large body of evidence, including major systematic reviews published in respected journals, like the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, has concluded that for the vast majority of people, dairy products have a neutral to even a mild anti-inflammatory effect. Let me repeat that. The highest level of scientific evidence shows that for most people, milk does not cause inflammation. So where does this powerful myth come from? There are two main sources of confusion. First, for the very small percentage of the population that has a true milk allergy, milk can indeed cause an inflammatory immune response. But this is not the case for most people. Second, and far more common, is the confusion between the digestive discomfort of lactose intolerance and true systemic inflammation. The bloating and gas from lactose intolerance can certainly make you feel uncomfortable, and you might describe that feeling as feeling inflamed. But it is a localized digestive issue. It is not the same as the body-wide chronic inflammation that is linked to joint pain and other diseases. As we just discussed, this digestive issue is easily solved by switching to lactose-free milk. So the science is clear. If you do not have a diagnosed milk allergy, the fear that a glass of milk is worsening your joint pain is simply not supported by the evidence. You can feel confident that you are not causing harm to your joints. Your simple 3-step action plan. Now that we have cleared the air and busted those persistent myths, let's turn this knowledge into a simple practical action plan. I want you to feel empowered and confident the next time you are in the grocery store. There is no confusion, just a clear 3-step process to choosing the right option for you. Step 1. Prioritize protein. The first thing I want you to do is to ignore the claims on the front of the carton. Turn it around and look at the nutrition label. Your primary goal is to find that muscle-protecting casein. The number you are looking for is the protein content. Make sure the milk you choose has at least 8 grams of protein per 1 cup serving. This ensures you are getting a potent dose of that powerful slow-release protein to guard your muscles overnight. Whether it is whole skim or lactose-free, this number should be consistent. Step 2. Pick your fat level. This step is all about personalization. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. Based on our discussion and your own personal health needs, you have the freedom to choose. If you are generally healthy and enjoy the richer taste of whole milk, that is a perfectly fine choice. If you are managing your weight or have been advised to lower your fat intake, 1% or skim milk are fantastic options that deliver the exact same protein benefit. You are in control. You can make the decision that best fits your life without fearing you are making a wrong choice. Step 3. Listen to your gut. This is the most important step of all. Your body is the ultimate expert on what works for you. After you have chosen your milk based on its protein and fat content, pay attention to how you feel. If you experience any digestive discomfort, any bloating or gas at all, make the simple switch to a lactose-free version. It is an incredibly easy fix that solves the problem for the vast majority of people. There is no need to endure discomfort when a simple solution exists. And what if, for any reason, dairy milk just is not for you? Perhaps you simply do not like the taste, or you have a true milk allergy. Do not worry. Remember, The hero of our story is casein, that slow-digesting protein. You can find excellent sources of it in other dairy products as well. Plain Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are fantastic concentrated sources of casein. A small bowl before bed can provide the same overnight muscle-protecting benefits. The principle remains the same: feed your muscles a slow and steady supply of protein while you sleep. So let's return to our original question. Is your nightly glass of milk helping or harming your muscles after 60? I hope the answer is now crystal clear. When chosen correctly, a glass of milk before bed is not just some old wives' tale. It is a simple, affordable, and scientifically backed strategy to help protect your muscles, your strength, and your independence as you age. The myths you have heard are largely fueled by misinformation or a misunderstanding of the science. The real power is not in avoiding this nutritious food. It is in understanding how to make it work for you. This brings me to a bigger question about health and the advice we receive throughout our lives. We all grew up with certain health rules that were considered absolute truths. So I would love to hear from your experience. What is one piece of health advice you grew up with that you now question? Share your story in the comments below. Reading through the experiences of others helps us all learn and grow together on our health journeys. Now that we have cleared up the confusion around milk, you might be wondering what non-dairy options can deliver similar muscle-protecting benefits. That is a fantastic question, and it deserves a detailed answer. In my very next video, we will explore the top 3 plant-based bedtime drinks that are scientifically shown to help fight sarcopenia. Be sure to click the video on your screen to watch it now. Thank you for investing your time in your health today. All content is for informational purposes only and is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition.